Kreekcraft is under attack from Twitter, and the situation has spiraled completely out of control. Recently, Twitter has been absolutely dog-pilling on Kreekcraft, saying absolutely heinous stuff like they hope he gets unalived, comparing him to controversial figures like Charlie Kirk and even a certain Austrian painter from history. All that over a simple joke he made. They're even getting mad at him for taking a neutral stance in the pressure situation, which is honestly crazy when you think about it. The way people are reacting is completely disproportionate to anything he actually said or did. I'll be covering all the details of this insane drama in this video, so make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you think this entire situation is completely stupid and blown way out of proportion. So for context and to understand how this whole mess started, Kreekcraft stated in one of his videos that Zeal should be properly investigated in an actual court of law for any potential wrongdoings, instead of just being blatantly called out on the internet without any concrete evidence to back up the claims. This is genuinely a decent and reasonable point when you actually think about it logically, because that's literally how the justice system is supposed to work in civilized society. But Twitter being what it is, and with the way people behave on that platform, they didn't see it that way at all. Instead, they started twisting his words around, claiming that Kreekcraft is somehow supporting predators and saying disgusting things like he's going to end up in the same coffin as Zeal. This comparison is incredibly dumb for multiple reasons, but primarily because Zeal didn't even so the whole coffin analogy doesn't even make sense to begin with. It's just people being dramatic for the sake of being dramatic. This whole mess somehow escalated even further when Kreekcraft was suddenly being accused of supporting Charlie Kirk, all because he made a tweet saying that the country's broken. Like, that's such a common sentiment that millions of people express regardless of their political affiliation. But somehow Twitter users decided this meant he was aligned with specific political figures. The situation got even more ridiculous from there. Kreekcraft also made what was obviously a joke, saying he'll run for president in 6 years, because all his viewers will be old enough to vote by then. Anyone with even a basic understanding of context could tell he was obviously joking around and not being serious, especially because he tagged David Baszucki right after asking him for a small loan of $1 billion, which is clearly a reference to the famous meme.
It's not been easy for me. It has not been easy for me. And, you know, I started off in Brooklyn. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million. My father gave me a small loan of $1 million. A small loan of $1 million. My father gave me a small loan.
And not a serious request. But of course, Twitter didn't see it that way at all. They started accusing him of being a Charlie Kirk supporter, based on this obvious joke, completely missing the humour and satire in what he was saying. At this point in the drama, Kreek started doing what seemed like deliberate rage baiting, saying things like he's going to get arrested, probably because there's no way Twitter users could possibly understand common sense or recognise obvious sarcasm when they see it. Someone replied to one of his tweets saying he's disgusting for his takes, and Kreekcraft jokingly threatened to arrest them as well, continuing with the bit. But these Twitter users were overanalyzing every single thing he was doing, dissecting his words like he was writing some sort of manifesto, when in reality, it's literally just a joke. It's not that deep, it's not some hidden message or secret agenda, it's just someone making jokes on the internet. The situation got so insane and out of hand that it got to the point where they even accused him of being comparable to a certain Austrian painter from the 1940s. You know who I'm talking about. Like, think about how ridiculous that is for a second. All he did was make a joke about potentially running for president someday, and chose to remain neutral in the pressure situation, instead of immediately picking a side, and suddenly he supposedly supports the no-no Germans from World War II. It's honestly so stupid and such a massive reach that it would be funny if people weren't being so serious about it. The situation got so completely insane and blew up to such massive proportions that it even started trending on Twitter, which just shows how mob mentality works on that platform. People see something trending, they jump on the bandwagon without doing any research or critical thinking of their own. And before you know it, you've got thousands of people attacking someone over things they didn't even say or positions they don't even hold. These Twitter users just take small, irrelevant things that don't matter in the grand scheme of things and make a massive deal out of them, blowing everything completely out of proportion because they have nothing else going on in their lives. They desperately need to log off and go touch some grass, get some fresh air, maybe interact with real human beings in person instead of spending all day looking for things to be outraged about online. I'm honestly glad that Kreek is fighting back against this mob mentality and not just rolling over and apologising for things he didn't do wrong, because there's genuinely no pleasing these people no matter what you do. If you apologise, what makes this even more ridiculous is that there are grown adults, people who should presumably have jobs and responsibilities and better things to do with their time. Seriously, get a job, find a hobby, do something productive with your life instead of participating in Twitter mob harassment campaigns against content creators. I genuinely feel like the real reason they're so mad isn't actually about any of the things they're claiming to be upset about. I think they're just mad that he's not supporting Ren in this situation, and everything else they're bringing up, all the comparisons to controversial figures and the fake outrage about his jokes, is just an excuse for them to hate on him and justify their harassment. They already decided they don't like him because of his stance on one issue, and now they're reaching for anything and everything they can find to pile on and make him look as bad as possible. It's a classic Twitter tactic where people decide someone is problematic and then retroactively go through everything that person has ever said or done to find things they can twist into supporting their predetermined conclusion. Kreekcraft actually made a response video addressing this entire situation, and in it, he implied that what Ren did could potentially be considered defamation and could actually be illegal depending on the specific circumstances and what was said.
Say Kevin someone. Well, then Kevin could turn around and sue me because he's not been convicted of someone. In this case, whether or not I think he did it or not, the document, like no matter what it says, the reality is he has not been convicted in court. If you have not been convicted in court of a crime, then it is alleged, and therefore legally, in order for me not to get sued, I have to say, I think, alleged, if, etc.
He argued that she should have taken the situation to an actual court of law instead of putting everything out on the internet, which again is a completely reasonable position to take. The legal system exists for a reason, and when you have serious accusations against someone, the appropriate place to handle that is through official legal channels, where evidence can be properly examined, witnesses can be questioned, and both sides can present their case fairly. Just putting accusations out on social media doesn't serve justice, it just creates drama and allows for mob mentality to take over, instead of any kind of actual fact-finding or due process. The whole situation really highlights some of the worst aspects of cancel culture and Twitter mob mentality, where nuance completely and everything becomes black and white. You're either completely on one side or you're the enemy. There's no room for neutral positions. There's no room for saying, let's wait for more information. There's no room for suggesting that maybe we should let the legal system handle serious accusations instead of trial by social media. It's mob justice at its finest, and it's genuinely concerning how quickly people will jump to the worst possible conclusions about someone based on the flimsiest evidence or the most bad faith interpretations of what they said. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and join my Discord server if you think this entire drama is completely dumb. I'll see you guys in the next video where hopefully we can talk about something less depressing than cancel culture and Twitter mob harassment campaigns. Peace out everyone, and remember to think critically before you jump on any bandwagons online.